Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. We are back. We are back now. I think we have the last session now. 1 hour to go. I think before we can start, there was a question here with regard to the value of and the rounding off, especially, right? The rounding off, right? Good people, if you remember well, the question here, they didn't specify right now. Let us take this one here. That was question 8.2, if I remember well, right? AC equals to P1 minus I top of N, right? At the end of the day, N here is equals to 2,36,836,1,831. Right now, I said 2,37. Why? Because you remember when you read the instruction, most of the time they will say round off your answer to what? Round off your answer to 2 decimal places. But of course, that is why I said it's very important to read the questions, understand the questions. Yeah, if they say leave your answer in a years as well as month, of course, you must write it in a month as well as what? As well as years. Remember, we have month, we have days as well. Those are very important. But if they didn't specify on this one, if they didn't say anything about the month as well as days, please just leave them. The only thing that you need to do is to round off your answer maybe to 2 decimal places, because they will say in years. In years, that is 2,37 years. But if there is nothing with regard to the month as well as days, please, no, don't worry about them. Just focus on years, round it off to 2 decimal places, or this one, right, like I said earlier on. When you look at the question here on this side, 7.1 here, I said the answer is 23,69 years. Or it approximately what? 24 years. Please, this is what you can do. There was nothing about month as well as days. Please, if there is nothing with regard to this one, don't worry too much about this one. Just years, 23,69 or 24 years. But most of the time, I'll encourage you to start with this one, so that when you do the mistake, then they can see where does this one comes from. It's very, very important. Thank you very much. I hope I have answered your questions very well. If you are not sure about this one, please can also ask your teachers there to help you with regard to this one. And then look at the past papers. It's very important to look the way they allocate the marks there. It's very, very important. Right, let us now move now to the next. I said for now we're going to look at the effective, and then we add the simple interest as well as maybe compound. We'll see along the way, and then I'll just add a little bit of the future value, because somehow we're going to calculate the sinking funds. Yeah, those are very, very important things that we must look also today. Right, look at question 7. That is the one that you wrote now in September. It was very nice question paper. You enjoyed, and most of you are complaining about it, but this was a nice paper, a very challenging one. Right, 7.1 here. Sarah deposited a certain amount of money into a bank account paying 8% interest per annum compounded half yearly. Right, we understand it means the interest here will be charged twice per year. Right. Now, here is a question: convert the nominal interest rate into equivalent annual effective rate. Do you still remember the formula? You still remember the formula? Okay, let me see. Can you write it down to see if you still remember the formula? Yes, let me see now. You must have 1 plus I effective is equals to, here what? Open brackets, 1 plus I nominal divided by n to the exponent of n. This is the formula that I said you must do. Make sure that you remember this one each and every. You don't have this formula in the information sheet. Right now, 1 plus I effective, what is it that is given here? We have the nominal. The nominal here is what? It's 8%. Therefore, this will be 1 plus 0,08 divide what n will be the compounding period, that is half yearly. Like I said, the interest here will be charged twice a year, because half yearly, that is a 6 months. Now we have 2 6 months in a year. Is that correct? Yes. Now it means this one will be 2 here, and then our n also is 2. Please make sure that these 2 must be the same. If it's 4 compounded quarterly, this must also be 4. If it's compounded monthly, it will be 12. It's very, very important. Right. Now, what do we do from here? Now we can say, okay, what is this one here? We can work it out. 1 plus 0,08 divided by 2. 1 plus 0,08 divided by 2 is equals to that, and then to the power of 2, then it will give us 1,0816. And remember now, we minus 1 on this side, minus 1, so that we have I effective, which will result to 0,816. 0,0816. That will be our I effective. Of course, remember now, if we take this one, then minus 1, you have this, and then now the rate then will be what? The rate will be 8,16%. That will be 8,16%. This one will be the rate. Good people, it's very important to try to get as many as possible questions with regard to the nominal as well as the effective. Those questions there are very, very important, because you can get something like this one in the examination. Right. Let us look at 7.2. 7.2. A motor car which cost 300,000 depreciate at a rate of 9% per annum on a reducing balance method. And also in this one, you can see that you must calculate the period. How long will it take for a car to depreciate to a value of 110,000 under this condition? It's very, very important. Maybe I can give you 2 minutes to go through the questions. You can see these questions are repeating themselves, but the difference is the way they ask the questions. It's very, very important to see that. Okay, right. Look at 7.2 quickly in about 2 minutes. Then I'll come back so that we can discuss the questions with you, and then to see what would be our answer. You're going to do a lot of work today. If you make sure that at the end of these sessions, you really understand the compound interest, simple interest, as well as the nominals. Those are very, very important questions that you must understand for today. Right, 2 minutes. Go through the questions quickly. Thank you. Fine. Thank you very much. We are back. Let me see what you have there. I'll take you through quickly this one, because just repeating itself. A motor car which costs 300,000 depreciated at the rate of 9% per annum on the reducing balance. This is very important here. Reducing balance. You still remember the formula? Yes. It's A equals to P into 1 minus I to the exponent of what? To the exponent of n. Right. What is our A? Of course, that is 110,000, and then we have 3,000 there, and then 1 minus what is the interest rate? It's a 0,09 to the exponent of n, right? And now from here we can now say, okay, we divide both sides by what? By 300,000 divided by 300,000. This one cancels on this side. Now you take 1 minus 0,09. What do you have there? You have 0,91 to the exponent of n. What about this one on this side? 110,000 over 300,000. What do you have? 11 over 30. Right, I will leave it as 11 over 30 there, because you can see when I write it as a decimal, it's a very long one. But please make sure that you write everything down. If you decided to write it in this way, you must write down everything. Of course, then n is going to be what? N is going to be a log base is 0,91. The number there is 11 over 30 there. Right, let me see what we have. This is the log there. Our base is 0,91. Then there we have a fraction which is 11 over 30. Right, is equals to what? That is 10,638 26615. Of course, look at the question. Look at the question here. Calculate how long it will take for the car to represent to the value under these conditions here. There is no month, nothing. Then leave it in years. Leave it in years. Then of course it's going to be what? It's going to be 10,64 years. No, this one is going to be 10,64 years. That will be your answer. Then round it to 2 decimal place, but of course sometimes if it is in 1 decimal place they do take it, or you can say approximately that will be what? 11 years. It will approach 11 years, right? Good people, of course, please, you'll have this type of question. Please make sure that you get it right. It's very, very important, right? Now I have something here for you. Of course, that is a 2 marks question. It's a surprise question. I just want to see how will you approach this question here. Lerato wants to purchase a house that cost 850,000. She is required to pay a 12% deposit and she will borrow the balance from a bank. Calculate the amount that Lerato must borrow from the bank. How much must she borrow from the bank? Of course, it's not a difficult question. Not a difficult question, 2 marks question. Lerato want to purchase a house that cost what? 850,000, and she's required to pay the deposit of 12%, and then the remaining one she'll borrow it from the bank. Now, how do we find the deposit? Now, the deposit here, the deposit is going to be what? We take 850,000, we multiply by what? By 12 over 100. Let us see what is it that we have. 850,000 there, multiply by 12 over 100, or can multiply by 0.12. Then that is 102,000. That is 102,000. Means the deposit that she is required to pay is 102,000. Now, let us answer the question now. Calculate the amount Lerato must borrow from the bank. How do you find that amount? Then the amount then will be what? The amount will then be, you take 850,000, then you subtract 102,000 from it, and then what is your answer then? And then we take 850,000 minus 102,000, and then your answer there will be what? Will be 748,000. This is the amount that Lerato must borrow from the bank. It's very, very important, right? 7.2. Yeah, 7.2. Of course, with regard to the effective as well as nominal. Let us look at this one here. The bank charges interest at 9% per annum, compounded monthly on the loan amount, right? Lerato works out that the loan will carry an effective interest rate of 9.6% annually, per annum. Is her calculations correct or not? Justify your answer with the calculations. Justify your answer with the calculations, right? Just check if this calculation here is correct. Work it out just for about 2 minutes. I know it's 4 marks, but it's not long. Just check if that 9.6% is correct. I will be back to discuss it with you. Thank you. Right, thank you very much. Thank you. We are back now. Thanks for those questions there. Thank you very much. Right, of course, try to be a little bit slow. Let us look at this one, the difference between I as well as R. Right. Please, this was the question that we did earlier on, right? We have I here is equals to 0.2408344492, and then I said at the end of the day the rate there is 24.08, right? You'll remember, right? Our interest rate then we represent, if we have 24%, this represents our RNA, which is the same as 12 over what? 12 over 100. But then when it comes to the I here is not 12 over 100, but it will be what? 0, what? 0, 1, 2. That is why most of the time when we have I, then when you go to the rate, then is what? If you write this as a percentage, then you must indicate that, okay, R here is equals to 24,08. Of course, I, 0, you write it as a decimal, and then R as a what? As a fraction. Please make sure that you can check this one, please. It's very, very important, this question here. I as a decimal, and then the rate there, it should be as a what? As a fraction. 12%. I don't think we can say I there will be a 12%. No. I will be what? 0,1, 0,12. Please make sure that you check the question. Thanks for those questions there. Thank you. Right. Let us go back now to 7.2. 7.2 here. You must show that this calculation here is correct or wrong. Right. You remember the formula name. You remember the formula for the effective as well as nominal. Okay, it's 1 plus I effective is equals to 1 plus I nominal divided by n to the power of n. Right. Okay, right. We have a 9% here. That will be 1 plus then 0,09. This amount here divided by, this one is compounded monthly, right? Then that will be 12 here and 12 there. And then y plus I effective. That's correct. And of course, when you simplify this one here, when you simplify this one is 1 plus, here we have 0,09 divided by what? Divided by 12. And then to the exponent of what? To the exponent of 12. Let us see, what is it that we have? We have 1,093,806,898. Of course, you still have 1 plus I effective on this side. I effective on this side. Okay. Right. What do you do from here? You transpose 1 on the other side so that you have I effective is equals to what? Of course, you minus 1, then this is going to be 0,09380689. Remember to write everything down before you get to the answer. It's very, very important. Right now, of course, the I here will be the effective, right? Of course, I can round it off to 2 decimal places to say, okay, this one here will be what? Will be 0,094, for example, right? But now, when you go to the rate, like you said earlier on, when you go to the rate, our rate will then be what? Our rate will then be a 9,4% or 9,38. Okay, let me leave it as a 9,38, and this one here is going to be 0,0938, right? Now, this one will be our rate. Now, when you compare the two, look, the data works out that the loan will carry an effective rate of 9.6% per annum. Now, when you look at the two, are they the same? No. It means her calculations are not correct. No, her calculations are not correct. And 9.4 is not equals to 9.6, or 9.38 is not the same as 9.6. Right. Even if we take it this way, let me say now, because she said the effective will be 9.6% per annum, right? If we take 1 plus I effective is equals to 1 plus I nominal divided by n to the power of n. Is that correct? Now we say, okay, now I effective at 0,096, right? 1 plus. Look, each and every time when you write I effective, I nominal, you write it as a decimal. But if it was a rate, then you're supposed to write it as a fraction, right? It's equals to now 1 plus, we are looking for what? For I nominal there, divided by what? Say this one will be compounded what? It's compounded monthly. Let us see if we divide it by 12 there, divided by 12 on this side, right? This will be what? This will be 1, this will be 1,096 is equals to, of course, it's going to be 1 plus I nominal divided by 12 to the power of 12. You know, if you don't want to put the 12th root, we can multiply the exponents by what? By 1 over 12. That's another way of getting root of this 12 on this side. But I'm going to apply the 12th root on both sides. and then 12 root on both sides. Let us see what do we have. The 12th root of 1,096 1,096 is equals to what? Is equals to 1,0076 68183. Right, is equals to 1 plus I nominal divided by 12. Right, and then take 1 on the other side. It means you're going to have 0 is 0,0076688183, because 1 minus 1 will be what? Will be 0. That is why we have 0,007668113. Right, is equals to I nominal divided by 12. Right, what will be the next step from here? Multiply, cross multiplication. Can multiply both sides by 12 or cross multiply. Right, let me see now if we multiply 12 times 0,076688183. Right, now is equals to what? Is equals to 0,092018196. Now is equals to what? I nominal. Right, what is the rate here? The rate will now be 9.2%. Now look, when you go to the questions here, the bank charges an interest rate of 9%, right? And then the Ratu said this will carry an effective rate of 9.6%, right? Even if we have used this one as an effective, look at the answer. Instead of getting 9%, we have what? 9.2. Instead of getting 9% there, we have 9.2. Therefore, this one are not the same. Therefore, those calculations there are not what? Are not correct. Calculations are not correct there. Right. I think you are getting this very well. Please, I know it carries plus or minus 15 marks, these questions, but make sure that, you know what, each and every mark count a lot, especially if you aim high. You want to get those marks there. You must make sure that you really, really do well in all these topics. Right. Let us go through to question 7.2 quickly. 7.2. Two friends each receive an amount of 6,000 to invest for a period of 5 years. They invest the money as follows. The first one there, Radesh, 8.5% per annum simple interest. And then at the end of 5-year period, will receive a bonus of exactly 5% of the principal amount. And then the second one there, 28% per annum, compounded quarterly. And then now, here's the question now. Who will have the bigger investment after 5 years? Justify your answer with calculation. Justify your answer with calculations. Of course, we need to cover a lot of work. That is why sometimes I give you for 6 marks question now. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to work through this one because I have a lot of activities that you must do. Try to up your pace a little bit. Remember now you are preparing for the final paper. You must cover as much as possible. Nay. I know it's not easy, but I think you'll manage to do that one, of course. Thank you very much for 4 minutes. Just go through the questions and then check who will get the bigger investment after 5 years. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are back now. Before we go to 7.2, there is a question with regard to 7.2. Let me repeat it again. I think I'll go a little bit slow on this one so that we understand each other. Right. The bank charges an interest at 9% per annum, compounded monthly on a loan amount. The Rato works out that the loan will carry an effective interest rate of 9.6% per annum. Is her calculations correct or not? Justify your answer with the calculations. Right. Now, good people, now, if this is correct, this is our nominal, right? When you calculate the effective, if we get 9.6, then we'll say the calculations are correct. But if you don't get 9.6, then it means the calculations are not correct, right? I said the formula that you must use here is 1 plus I effective 1 plus I effective is equals to 1 plus I nominal divided by n to the exponent of n. Right. And now we have 1 plus I effective is equals to 1 plus, what is our nominal? It's 9%. 9%, it's 0,09. And what is our n? That is a compounding period. It's a 12, therefore it should be 12 there, and then 12 also as our exponent. Is that correct? Right. Our nominal interest 0,09 and for 12, because now remember now this in a year we have only what 12 months. That is why I said each and every time remember now it's a 12 year, 12 up there as an exponent. Right. Now when you work this one out in our calculators, we have a 1 open brackets 1 plus what, a fraction there 0,09 divided by 12. Is that correct? And then to the exponent of 12, right, is equals to what? We have there 1,093,806,898. Let me write it down. Like I said, write down everything. 1,093,806,898. Right. And then this side, you still have 1 plus I effective. Right. Good. Now you take 1 on the other side. I effective is equals to now. When you take 1,093,806,898, then you subtract 1. You are going to get what? Okay, let me write it down. 1,093,806,898 minus 1. Then we get 1,093. Okay, you get 0,938,06898. Right. And then now we take 0,938,806,898. Right. Now, remember now this is our effective. If then I have to leave my answer like this one, then I will say I effective is equal to 0,0938. I will leave it like this one. But I want to get the rate so that I can be able to compare per annum what would be the rate, because 9.6% per annum, this is the rate per annum, but this way is on the effective. Right now, I multiplied it by 100. Now let me see what I get here. I get what? The rate is what? 9.38%. I get 9.38%. But Lerato said it must carry an effective interest rate of 9.6% per annum. Of course, when you compare the two, they are not the same. They are not equal. The other one is 9.6. The other one is 9.38. These two are not equal. It means the answer here is not correct. The answer here is not correct. That is why you just compare the two. Like I said earlier on, if you get 9.6 here, then we will say now the calculations are correct. But because this one is 9.38 and her answer there is 9.6, then these two are not correct. And then I did the same thing. I took the other way round, where now we use the effective. Whereby we use the effective. Using the same formula now, say we have 1 plus. What is our effective then? Our effective is what? It's 9.6, which is 0,096, right? Is equals to, then I say this is 1 plus, we are looking for I nominal to see if we can get 9. If we get 9%, then I'll say now we are able. Hey, calculations are 100% correct. Right now we divided by 12 there to the power of 12, right? Now this, when I add the 2, they would give me what? 1,096 is equals to, now I have 1 plus I nominal divided by 12 to the exponent of 12. Right? What do I do now? Apply the 12th root on both sides to get root of this one here, 12th root, and then apply the 12th root, and now we have 1 plus I nominal divided by 12. What do we have on this side? Take the calculator, then we have the 12th root there. It's 1,096. Let's see, what is it that we have? We have a 1,0076 6 8183, right? And then from this one, what do we do now? We transpose 1 on the other side so that we have 1,007668,183 minus 1, then is equals to I nominal divided by 12, right? Now, of course, when I minus 1 here, we're going to get 0,007668,183 is equals to the I nominal over 12, right? What will be the next step from here? Like I said earlier on, cross multiplication. You take your answer 0,007668183. You multiply it by 12. Multiply by 12. What do you get? You have 0,092018196. That's correct. Of course, this will be our I nominal. But what is the rate? What is the rate here? The rate will then be what? The rate will then be 9.2%. 9.2%. Now, when you compare the two now, here our nominal is 9%. But look, when you use the effective of 9.6% per annum, then you get 9.2% per annum as your what? As your nominal. Then it means these two are not the same. This one is 9% on this side. This one is 9.2. Therefore, my conclusion will be not correct. The answer there will be not correct. You have seen why not correct, because those two are not the same. Right. I think you are happy now with these 7.2 questions. Now let us now move to the one that we did earlier on. Please, if you are still not happy with this one, please just consult with your educator just to explain this one more, please, to make sure that you understand it. Right. Let us now go to 7.2 quickly now, because the time is running now. I have to make sure that I cover this work. Right. 7.2. 7.2, we have two friends now receiving the same amount, and then they invest this 6,000 for a period of 5 years. Let us see now who will get the bigger investment after 5 years. Right. Let us start with the first one there. Let us start with the first one. Right. It's 8.5%. per annum on simple interest. Here I am happy now, at least we have something on simple interest. What do you know about the simple interest? It's A is equals to P into 1 plus, because this is an investment, then remember it's a plus. Then I times N, right? And then what is the P there? That is the amount that they invest, the initial amount, which is what? 6,000. 1 plus. What is the interest? 8.5. 8.5. That is what? 0,085. 0,85 multiplied by 5 years. Right, let us see what do we have. I can put everything on the calculator. That is 6,000 there. Open brackets 1 plus 0,085 multiply by 5. Let's see what do we have. We have, then it means he will receive 8,550. Right, 8,550. But now, good people, here's another thing again. They said at the end of the 5 years, now he will receive a bonus of exactly 5% of the principal amount. At the end of 5-year period, he will receive 5% of what? The principal amount, the initial amount, which is what? Which is 6,000. Therefore, let us see now. The bonus now will be what? The bonus then will be, now you take 6,000, we times it by what? Times it by 0,5 or 5 over 0, let me do it this way, by 5 over 100, right? Okay, now you take 6,000, multiply by 5 over 100, then your answer there is 100. Your answer there is 300, right? It means now the total amount The total amount that he will receive then will be what? The total amount that he will receive is 8,550 plus 300 is equals to what? Then plus 8,550. Then is equals to 8,850, 8,550 rand, 50 rand. Yes. Right. This one is for the first options of 8.5%. Right. Let us look at Thandi now. For Thandi now we have, this one is for Thandi. Thandi, where is the question now? 8% per annum compounded quarterly now. Compounded quarterly, it means you are going to take the compound interest. Right. Now we are going to have here, A. We are going to have A is equals to P into 1 plus I to the exponent of N. Right. What is A? We are looking for A, but our P there will be what? 6,000 into 1 plus our I. It's 0, what? 0,08 to the exponent of 5. Oh, now compounded what? Compounded quarterly. Right. I divide this by 4, and then I times this by 4. What do you do inside? Remember, you must multiply it by outside. Right. Now we take 6,000, open brackets there, 1 plus, then 0,08, then 4 out there, right, to the exponent of 5 times 4, I think is 20. Now let's see what we have. We have 8,915 rand 68 cent. Right now, between the two, now we can see now between Thandi and Radesh, who will receive the bigger investment now. Remember now, Radesh will receive 8,850, and then Thandi 8,915 rand 68. Of course, now the person who will receive the bigger investment here is what? Then is Thandi. Thandi will receive what? The bigger investment after 5 years. Please, good people, make sure that you understand the equations, and then you answer them. You answer the questions. It's very, very important. Right. Of course, I thought I would be able to look at the. Okay, I thought I would be able to look at the. Oh, something gone here. Look at the sinking funds, but seeing that we have plus or minus 10 minutes left. Right. Now, earlier on, I mentioned something like. You must understand the difference between the compound as well as the annuity there. What is the difference now? I have something here that I want us to look at. Now, before we go that, the question that I thought that we'll be able to look at is this one here, 7.1. Now it says that a business buys a machine that costs 120,000. And then the value of machine depreciate at 9% per annum according to the machine balance method. Right. Determine the scrap value of the machine at the end of the 5 years. Then the second question is then after 5 years, the machine need to be replaced during this time. Inflation remain constant at 7% per annum. Determine the cost of the new machine at the end of the 5 years. Of course, I think when I go through these questions, the scrap value, you remember what comes in your mind. And then now, if you buy something now, if I buy a car now, in 10 years' time, the car will depreciate. But the same car in 10 years' time, if the car costs 120,000, that car will no longer cost 120,000, but it will do what? It will increase, right? Of course, 7.1.3 says, the business estimated that it will need 90,000 by the end of 5 years, a sinking fund for 90,000, into which equal monthly installment must be paid. It's set up. Interest on this fund is 8.5% per annum compounded monthly. Now the first payment will be made immediately, and the last payment will be made at the end of the 5 year period. Right, of course, for now we can look at the first two questions quickly, 7.1 as well as 7.2. They're not going to discuss it immediately after this one. I'll give you about 4 minutes to go through the questions, 6 marks questions. Then I'll tell you something about 7.1.3. Now the question here, 7.1.1, you determine the scrap value of the machine at the end of 5 years. And then 7.1.2 here, after 5 years, the machine needs to be replaced. During this time, inflation remains constant at 7% per annum. You determine the cost of the new machine at the end of the 5 years. Those are the questions that I want you to look at for now. Quickly, please just go through the questions. If the business buy a machine that costs 120,000 and the value of the machine depreciate at 9% per annum. 3 minutes, quickly, please go through the questions. We'll be back after to discuss the questions. Thank you very much. We are back now. Okay, now, the questions that we are referring to now are these two here. Now, what do you have for this one here? Determine the scrap value of the machine at the end of the 5-year period. Now, which formula must we use here? I think we agreed that this one should be a reducing balance method, or reducing depreciations, right? Of course, look at the word there. I think that's the one that made me think that a little bit confusing, right? Let us see what answer you have, right? What you must do here, you have 9.9% as a depreciation interest rate, and then you buy the machine at 120,000, right? Let us go quickly. Let me note down the information. Then 120,000, and then at 9%. Of course, let us look at this one quickly here, right? Right. We have A is equals to P into 1 minus I to the exponent of N. Right, you said this is 120,000 because you're looking for the scrap value of the machine. Now 1 minus our interest there is 9%, that is 0.09. For how long? That is for 5 years. Of course, what you need to do just to take 120,000 and then open brackets 1 minus 0.09 to the exponent of 5. Right, you are going to get 74,883 rand 86 cent. That will be the scrap value after 5 years. Right, now the second one was the new cost. Remember, like I did the example, if you buy the car now at the same price, you cannot expect that the same car will cost the same price at the end of 5 years. No, it will increase. It means in this case, we take A is equals to P 1 plus I to the power of N. That of course will be 120,000 into 1 minus 1 plus. Of course, let us look at the interest quickly. Let us